As was introduced, I am Chisato Murakami from the Institute for Dialogue of Environmental Policy. Mr. Yanagishita was scheduled to make closing remarks today, but last night he was injured. He can't stand up, apparently. So in place of him, so I would like to make some closing remarks. So this is a message from Mr. Yagishita, so I would read it on his behalf. Now, before that, if you can allow me to make some comments and impression of this meeting. I have been involved in this Institute for Dialogue Environmental Policy from about 5 years ago, and have taken on the challenge of starting the Climate Citizens Assemblies. I've been the facilitator in Zushi Hayama and also for Tokorozawa, Atsugi, and Tsukuba. I've been a supporter, supporting the holding of the Climate Citizens Assembly. Now, there is a lot of trial and error, and I've seen a lot of positive responses, but there were a lot of areas where I was not able to see a breakthrough, and there were lots of challenges. But to be given I have not had the opportunity to think deeply about what it is that I've faced. But today, to actually have academics as well as practitioners come together, and also have an expert from UK, which is advancing in this area. So I think this was a good opportunity to think that. So there was a lot that left an impression. So how it's going to be led by the citizens, the difference between deliberation and dialogue, not to say discussion, and also the results of the Climate Citizens Assembly to be reflected in policy is important. So those subjects left an impression. And I hope that we could have a similar conferences like this next year and the next. And if we could have meetings to enhance the capabilities of facilitators. Now, there is a report of Zushi Hayama that actually Yanagishita is going to introduce. So we have it here. And so I'll be reading the closing remarks from Mr. Yagishita on his behalf. So in closing this meeting, representing IDEP, I'd like to talk about that, to realize a decarbonized society. To everyone knows that innovation of technology is important, because the industry is facing harsh competition to remain in this position. But I think that what is more important, or perhaps most important than the innovation on decarbonization, is basically to change fundamentally the way of living that was reliant on fossil fuel. And the resolve of the citizens would be the engine to change and to actually see a mature democracy there. And also to have a forum to have deep discussion and deliberation. In that sense, I think Japan is well behind the advanced economies in this area. Now, IDEP, from 2015, we have had Professor Mikami, and with the support of IGES, we have been working on areas on the development of deliberations there. And in 2019, we actually have heard that France has been working on the Climate Citizens Assembly, starting from the Yellow Vest movement. And from then, I've been thinking of how Japan could develop and have a climate citizens assembly take root in Japanese society. In that sense, those people involved to have the younger people come today to actually have discussions, and I'm very deeply moved to have this opportunity. And we cannot just be complacent in actually having the Climate Citizens Assembly, and it's important to actually have results to accelerate our efforts to combat climate change. And in closing, I would like to extend my thanks to the researchers and IGES and the foundation, Yamato Nichiro Foundation, and the Great Britain Sasakawa Foundation. I would like to extend my thanks who have enabled this meeting to take place. Thank you very much.